Hello, everybody. This is Bronco Juggalo, and it's time for another Wild Eye review. I have not been able to get as many Wild Eye reviews in lately as I want to. Things have been a bit different with my schedule, and there's just been a lot going on. I don't know if I'm going to be getting them up on Wednesdays for a while, just due to some other videos, but there will be still coming out. I'm going to try to get one out once a week or at least once every other week. I still have a bunch to review for you guys. I have tons of movies that I've bought that have been sent to me from the fine folks over at Wild Eye or from friends. And, it's just, I got a lot of stuff. Anyways, today I am doing the 2013 Wild Eye Raw and Extreme line of review of BLOODSOAKED. Now, this is a awesome fucking movie. At least I thought so. It does have a couple problems, but overall, I truly enjoyed it. Directed by Pete Grendel, and it says that it features music by Eternal from Wu-Tang Killa Bees, but I didn't really notice any. Maybe during the party scene, I just couldn't hear it that well, and that actually brings me to a con, but I'm going to get to that here in a minute. This movie is lesbians versus Nazi zombies in New Mexico, which I thought was awesome because, I live in New Mexico. This is actually a remake of a movie called This Side of Nightmare from 2008, which is almost the exact same movie, except in this film, we have a quasi-semi-lesbian couple that is caught in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, and they come up against two Nazi fucking sisters that are raising zombies, that are turning people into zombies and turning them into Nazi zombie soldiers. And I thought that was kind of interesting. In the original film, it was just they ran into two girls that were, homophobic and to the extreme where they were trying to kill them and stuff like that. There was no zombies as far as I know. I do want to see that other movie. It's got a 7.9 on IMDb. It's got a higher rating than this one. And that movie's called This Side of Nightmares. I definitely want to look out for that one and pick that up. Now, as far as BLOODSOAKED goes, the first thing about this movie that grabbed me was the tagline on the back of the film. It is my first pro. Lesbians versus Nazi zombies. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that shit. Oh, that interests me right away. As soon as I read that, I was like, yeah, this is the one I'm watching tonight. I never noticed it before. I never really paid that much attention to it until, I went to go look for a movie to watch tonight. Definitely a cool tagline. That really hooked me. I love the drunk girl fight in this. We got this homophobic bitch that decides to pick a fight with a lesbian and gets her ass kicked. And that was funny. Now, when the horror in this movie starts, they switch from color to black and white. And I really did like that. I saw a lot of the IMDb reviews on it. That's the one big thing that was criticized. And I think a lot of people these days just don't have the appreciation for black and white that some of us do. I know that I do, at least. I love black and white, but it's got to be done correctly. And I do have one con with the black and white, but overall, I thought it was kind of cool the way they switched over. And like towards the end of the film, they kept doing this thing where they blacked out and then they came back and they blacked. And that was kind of a cool stylistic choice. It did get to be a bit repetitive, but it was still cool. I like that this is a different take on zombies. We've had Nazi zombies before, but this take was a little different. I mean, this was literally two female sisters, of course they're female sisters, two sisters that they had this formula to turn their victims, after they killed their victims, for whatever reason they killed them, into zombies that they were using as their children and their soldiers for the new, what they called the Fourth Reich. And I thought that was very just kind of different, and something you didn't see very often. There's this great scene where they bring a body in and start cutting it up to feed the zombies. And then she takes out a book and starts reading to them like they're children, and I think it's just hilarious. The zombies never once try to attack their masters. I thought that was pretty fun too. They really did follow the orders. They were semi-intelligent, you know? And I thought that was very, very peculiar and very different. It's also really fucking cold-blooded because the girl who is our main character, her name is Piper. She's played by Heather Wilder. I think she does a great job, by the way, and she has a great scream. But she actually has to go up against her new girlfriend, kind of lover, best friend, kind of, and take her out. And it's pretty fucked up. I mean, this movie is definitely bloody. It's definitely fucked up. But it's really interesting, and it's a lot of fun. The acting in it was really good. As far as the bad things about this movie, like I said, when it turns to black and white, I do have one problem. There is a lot of times where you can't really see what's going on. Black and white can be a really great tool, especially in horror, for low-budget horror filmmakers, because everything looks creepier and seedier and grainier when it's in black and white. So if you can't afford the huge budget for the gore and all, you can make up for it with black and white, and it does work. The thing is that it has to still be lit properly. A lot of people think that black and white means dark. It doesn't mean dark. If you light black and white properly, it works. And it's very easy to do. Lighting in this, when they went to black and white, was a little bit tough sometimes. The other problem I had was the sound. Whenever there was just talking or something going on, I couldn't hear a damn thing. I had to turn it up to 60, 70. And then they start screaming, and the chick has a really good scream, and that would be loud as shit. So I'd have to turn it way down because the family's asleep, and my wife's probably pissed off at me by now because she probably kept hearing the screaming. Then I'd try to turn it down, then I'd have to turn it back up to hear it. You know, that's the only cons I have, and those are both on the technical side. So they can, in a way, be forgiven because this is low-budget cinema, and it is people, mostly amateurs, doing these things. I thought it was really cool that this took place in New Mexico. That was dope. I like to see movies take place in places where I live or places where I've been. So, guys, I do recommend Bloodsoaked. This movie was a blast. Even with the problems it had, I still liked it a lot. And I did enjoy it. I definitely recommend you checking it out. I know I just said that, but I feel like I'm getting repetitive now. So I'm going to let it go. This is Bronco Juggalo saying thank you to the fine folks at Wild Eye. Much love to y'all. Peace out. See y'all later.
Sometimes you just gotta ignore your enemies. Sometimes you just gotta make them bleed. I've headed up to here with all the fake shit. Fake friends huddled up, that's a snake pit. King Kong about to rumble on some ape shit. Stab you with some scissors.